Hello guys, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is my new channel. My name is Andres, and actually this is my first video. And I just created this channel because I want to read some stuff and I want to share with you this literature. As you can see, the name of my channel is The Dark Reader 23. And it's The Dark Reader because I want to read books that have like a dark connotation, like dark literature. I want to read things about horror, about Satanism, occult, the occult, and stuff like that. I see, and I feel particularly interested in. English is not my first language, so probably I will make some mistakes while speaking or while reading. So I do apologize. If you don't like my mistakes, so you can just simply go ahead and click on another video and watch different stuff. But if you do like what I'm reading here and you don't care about the mistakes that I'll probably make, then you can stay and you can enjoy this kind of literature. And we'll start by reading a book. Well, the first part of a book that is called Satan Speaks is a book about Anton LaVey and a compendium of his essays and things he wrote. And I'm seeing here that it has a foreword by Marilyn Manson, so I think it's going to be interesting. So we're going to read it and we're going to be commenting on some things. Today I'm going to read the foreword and the introduction by Blanche Barton. And well, so if you like this video, if you leave comments, and if this video is played a lot of times, so I will continue reading, and if not, so I will continue reading as well and uploading my videos till one day probably I'll become a famous YouTuber. Okay, Satan Speaks, foreword by Marilyn Manson. Anton LaVey was the most radius man I've ever known. He honored his immortality, and had more faith in his peculiar axioms than any armchair Christian vacantly reciting John 3:60 ever possessed. Yet, despite his cynicism and apocalyptic view of society, he often hoped for a better world, or at least one in which intelligence and creativity were applauded. I find more respect for humanity in his blackest humor than in the passionless zealotry that perpetuates all other conventional religions. Even if I had never agreed with a word he said, it would be irresponsible not to appreciate the sheer brilliance with which it was spoken, not to mention his having the balls to come out and speak it. I've come to realize that the truth is more often unwanted or believed to be a lie. In a world so full of shit, Anton LaVey cut through it with the best of them. Someone once asked me for the secret of my success. I answered that if they weren't smart enough to figure it out on their own, they didn't deserve to know. And if I told them, it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Fortunately for me and for all of us, Anton LaVey shared his magic, and I think it has made this wretched fucking planet a better place. Wow. Thank you for your support and inspiration, Marilyn Manson. Wow, what do you think about these words written by Marilyn Manson? I mean, they are amazing. He's basically saying that he loves LaVey because of his thoughts and his ideology and everything, that magic that he has shared with many people, or that he had shared with many people by the time he wrote this. Well, I didn't know there was a book with something written by Marilyn Manson as a foreword. Now, I think LaVey and Manson, they were friends, and by the way, I think there's a picture of them both. I think he was a member of the Church of Satan. Well, so let's go ahead and read the introduction by Blanche Barton. Let's go and see. Dr. Anton Szandor LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan and ideology of modern Satanism, died October 29, 1997, while this book was being compiled. His unconventional life and vocations have been well chronicled. The reader is urged to seek out the secret life of a Satanist or other biographical profiles on the Black Pope to see how his life as a concert oboist, gun runner, carnival calliopeist, circus lion trainer, hypnotist, ghost hunter, and crime photographer formed a diabolical alchemy within him that bubbled forth as this satanic philosophy. Wow, so I love the way she describes every single profession Dr. LaVey had, and well, she says that absolutely everything that he lived throughout his life created that diabolical philosophy that he had in his mind. Anton LaVey released the Satanic Bible in 1969, and it has remained continuously in print since then. By the way, I have it somewhere. I read it. I highly recommend that book. It's beautiful. Something of a record for an original paperback, okay. That book contains the essence of what Dr. LaVey proposed as his new sinister religion. However, some of LaVey's advocates recommend that those who are curious about his writings begin their curriculum not with that basic primer, but with the Devil's Notebook, the collection of essays published previous to this one. Anyone reading the essays published in either that book or Satan Speaks will glimpse a man of cutting wheat, eclectic passions, and an incomparably clear perception of mankind. Good writing paints a portrait of a man to be careful reader. What good writing paints a portrait of a man to be careful reader, and the man portrayed in these essays was exactly as advertised: strong, talented, demanding, funny, opinionated, romantic, very decisive in mind and movement. Once again, I do apologize if I mispronounce any of these words. English is not my first language, but I'm reading these in English, well, because the text is in English, that's obvious, but also because I want to share with a lot of people, people who speak in different languages, and well, English is the bridge language between, for example, I speak in Spanish, that's my mother tongue, but probably there is a guy who speaks, I don't know, Portuguese or Italian or something like that. He also speaks in English, so, well, we can interact. You can go ahead and leave your messages and comment down below this video. One reason Anton LaVey has exerted the covert and overt influence on fashion, music, entertainment, politics, and other popular cultural arenas that he has over the past decades is because of his honesty. Ooh, I gotta read this again, this is important. One reason Anton LaVey has exerted the covert and overt influence on fashion, music, entertainment, politics, and other popular cultural arenas that he has over the past decades is because of his honesty. Strange, perhaps even insulting, that the devil's ambassador on earth should be considered honest. Anton LaVey has many detractors who would itch to dispute that claim, especially those vermin who rush to discredit some people after they're dead. But I maintain that he was at the core, an honest, honorable man who devoted his life to exposing injustice and pomposity. He is worthy of the status of anti-hero many of his admirers have bestowed upon him. Nothing irked LaVey more than self-righteous self-delusion, and he saw it everywhere. He mercilessly carved up scared cows of all shade, maintaining that nothing gives a human a broader license to kill, maim, or destroy than a frothy illusion of righteous indignation. That was true during the Crusades and Inquisitions. It is still true in the age of PC hypersensitivity and winning through victimization. Through his works, he endeavored to shine a glaring light on aspects of everyday life that all of us might feel oppressed by but would never dare to challenge. The devil is known for using his pitchfork to poke holes in overinflated taboos. In his own writings, if LaVey felt himself becoming too grandiose, he'd bring himself back down to reality with a chuckle. He didn't have to think about it, he just did it. Anton LaVey speaks to the devil in all of us. One near universal phrase he heard all this life was, I've always felt that way myself, but never knew anyone else did. He held scared that which others scoffed at. He held scared that which others scoffed at, and snickered at shop-worn parlor tricks others revealed as truth. He found beauty in misshapen freaks, and was repelled by the ugliness advertisers try to pound off of beauty. You'll find that constant perversity and satire in all the essays contained in this book. And yet, Anton LaVey never claimed his writings were direct revelations from Satan. He never claimed to be Lucifer incarnate. He did die and was resurrected in 1995, but that's another story. It would have been an easy post to strike, and not entirely unbelievable. His looks and bearing certainly reflected the image of the gentleman downstairs. His ideas evolved from his enthusiasm for satanic sympathizers and reprobates like George Bernard Shaw, John Milton, Goethe, Mark Twain, Jack London, Friedrich Nietzsche, Machiavelli, Rasputin, and romantic and decadent poets. Peppered with a liberal dose of the Johnson Smith and Co. catalog of jokes, tricks, and novelties. His sense of timing and drama, which he won throughout his music, his magical life, was impeccable. LaVey's system of sorcery, and yes, he did very much believe in and practice sorcery, was so complex and subtle that it would take several lifetimes to fully explore. Anton LaVey liked to say that if he didn't exist, someone would have to invent him. He experienced both the delights and the detriments associated with the job of being the devil's henchman. The high priest resonated with the evil archetype so completely that he attracted delicious extremes into his life: undying love, fierce loyalty, unconscionable betrayal, supernatural strength, intense jealousy. I gained satisfaction in knowing that his many detractors who tried to attack the mundane details of his life will remain forever clueless as to Dr. LaVey's true complexity. Though he never pretended to be the devil on earth, he was as close as we are likely to see, even in his denial of that very identity. Preserver of forgotten pasts, singer of lost songs, lover of fallen women, advocate of fitting justice, dreamer of wicked futures. How could we conjure up a more rakish picture of the Dark One? There was no room for survival after death in Anton LaVey philosophy. We live we entertain pompous illusions about ourselves, we die. Too bad. And yet, if we mesmerize, irritate, inspire, or terrorize enough people, our names will be remembered. Dr. Anton Szandor LaVey has earned that right. Okay, this is a beautiful introduction by Blanche Barton. I think she's a member of the Church of Satan, an important one. I don't know if you know her, just please comment down below. And well, so this is all for today. So it's been 15 minutes of reading. I think that's good enough. I'm going to upload this video and I'm going to see what happens, you know. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to share it with you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry. And well, if you liked it, so please go ahead and like it. If you don't like it, so go ahead and dislike it and fuck off. And never come to my channel again. Well, peace. Bye bye. Oh, well, if I see many likes, so I will continue reading the text for you guys.